Alrighty, so today we're going to be doing something a little bit different, and that is looking at the sort of hardest hitting LRs in the game within Dokkan right now. And this is just going to be measured off of like dumb, stupid support numbers and stuff like that, where it's not really a realistic situation. So just understand that as we get started, this video is just for fun. Just looking at like with crazy support and all of these different other things, what are the hardest hitting characters in Dokkan right now, LRs considered. So this is going to be a top 15 list, but the first 5 are not going to have all of the pieces of information compared to the top 10. So just keep that in mind. And this is going to be courtesy of @LucaPigeon on Twitter here. Just kind of saw this pop up and I'm like, you know what? I can make a video out of this. So we're just going to have some fun with it. So keep in mind, this is not my opinion. This is just based on numbers calculated from the user here that decided to do this. Full credit to them. I will put their Twitter link in the description, or not in the pinned comment, excuse me. And I'll also put it in the description as well, and then a link to this tweet as well. So just want to keep that in mind. We'll be talking about it, sort of giving my opinion on that, and just kind of seeing who the hardest hitting characters in the game are. So we need to baseline some ground rules here. This is from the user. Again, every unit is calculated at the rainbow level with hidden potential build and skill orb combination that maximizes damage. So defensive orbs are not considered. Ideal builds are not, set up here. Every kind of build-up is considered. Attack build-up, defense build-up, key build-up, active skills, all of that fun stuff. And then every unit is calculated with the partner that maximizes their damage, including their support from domains, active skills, or once-only buffs excluded. 7 orbs, 2 rainbow with no orb changer, 8 orbs, 3 rainbow with the type orb changer, 9 orbs, 4 rainbow with a rainbow orb changer. So just a lot of stuff going on here. But with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the list. Okay, so here we have the first of the 15. You guys can see the bottom 15 of this list, if you will, excuse me. And you guys can kind of see there is a bit of a surprise here, and that is going to be this version of Goku right here. If you guys don't know, Tree of Might Goku has an extremely crazy buff with an AoE against multiple enemies. So if you put him in his extremely ideal situation, it's not really calced here as well as it will be for the other characters and stuff like that. But this guy is going to be pretty hard hitting, right? He's on the level of the UI Gokus of the world, of the maxed out Goku and Frieza's, the Super Saiyan 4 Gokus of the world. So this guy has a pretty crazy scenario. I'd be interested to see exactly what that one was. It's not really consistent in the thread. I didn't really see like what exactly they did for this situation because again, I guess they're more focused on what the top 10 has, but you guys can see number 15, we have Grade 8 Vegeta, again, 2 AoE characters right here. Then we have UI Goku with his counters. There's going to be another counter unit on here. I'm sure you can figure that one out. Then we got Goku and Frieza. Then we have Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So coming in at number 10, we have our boy Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, who has a supported APT. This is APT stats. This is all based on numbers, so there's no opinion going on in here. This is going to be Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Now you guys can see here where we have the hidden potential build up top. And this is going to have a supported APT of 324 million damage with Gogeta as well as Goku right here. So no Vegito in this specific turn. On turn 4, we have the active. They took a hit. They have a key. They received a key blast and they super attack after attacking. So this is also considering the counter damage after they did their supers. So with 24 key and on turn 4, I would say a supported APT of 324 million is pretty damn good. All things considered, again, it's only turn 4 and you have all types of things going on with a Goku lead right here with a Gogeta support as well. So pretty cool stuff. At number 10, we have Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Let's move on to number 9, which is going to be Kaioken Goku. Now his supported APT is going to be 365 million with a supported defense of 3.1 million. I forgot to mention Gotenks' was 9.5 million, so pretty damn good, all things considered. This is going to be with 24 key on turn 3 or 4 against a Vegeta under 50% HP, and the active skill is activated. So this is like their hardest hitting situation. You guys can see here, this is who we have linked up with, a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan as well as our boy version Z Goku. Here are the orbs we have on him. Nothing too funky here at the rainbow level. We are looking at 365 million. I could see this being kind of useful in something like Battle Hard of Formidable Foes. Like, this Goku here is sort of the problem, right? I think in terms of like who you wouldn't want to bring into that content, but like this Kaioken Goku and then this Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, like getting these two together on turn 3 or turn 4 is not like an uncommon situation, right? So I think that's actually like a decently, like the only thing here that's not really realistic is these bottom two, where you're going to be fighting a Vegeta under 50% HP. And if you're doing that in like a red zone situation against like blue Vegeta, it's just, he's probably going to be a little bit too much for a guy like this, right? He's just a little bit too difficult. So number 9, we have Kaioken Goku. Let's move on to number 8, and that is going to be our boy Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. So nowhere near as much of a jump between Gohan and Kaioken Blue or Kaioken Goku here, going from 365 to 368. So you guys can see these are definitely in a sort of similar boat here on turn 5, turn 6 with their active skill in slot 2 and on 24 key. Pretty simple stuff here with the active skill. Keep in mind, this is not going to be from like a bunch of attacks, right? This is going to be from a pretty, like, I don't want to say realistic situation, but like this is all coming from a couple supers, right? Like, because again, I guess with the intro, because like the intro buff runs out, you do the active skill and then you get one attack, right? Like one big attack, and then anything else would be coming from hidden potential. They are on a 20 hidden potential build right here, so I guess that is something to keep in mind. But a 368 million supported APT is pretty good. Overall, very hard hitting character. Let's move on to the next one, which is going to be our boy Super Saiyan Gohan from the Second Coming of Broly movie, and 481. So you can see a bit of a substantial jump between number 8 and number 7. This is going to be probably the hardest character, one of the hardest characters to set up their perfect situation due to the standby, right? You guys could see on the last one, it was like turn 5, turn 6, and we had it. But on this one, we have turn 7 and 8 with 24 key, slot 2. This is where things get a little bit funky, right? 132 charges is not like free and easy to get every single time you try it, right? That is for sure not going to be the case. Getting the 7 Dragon Balls and the finish skill and with the attacks in base form, that's not going to be that hard. This right here is not hard to get, but this right here, it's the 132 charges. Again, this is a very, very like familiar situation, right? Running him as a leader, so you're on a 200%, and then getting the support here from this from the Super Saiyan trio is not going to be difficult whatsoever. You're going to be able to lower the enemy's defense from links. You're going to have this sort of hidden potential build here, and then 481 million is going to be the APT on this guy. So very hard hitting LR for sure. Let's move on to the next one, which is going to be Tech Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, and I believe that's going to be the bottom of this first image. Yes. So his is 518 million, but as you can see, the perfect situation for this character is going to be a lot more difficult to get. So let's just kind of take a look at this. You are going to be able to go from 480 million to 518 million, but here is the every condition. Get ready, this is a mouthful. Calculated with 24 key, turn 5, HP is under 50%, your active skill is activated, you've gotten 2 enemies there, and you had to get rid of one of them with the first attack. First a debuffed, or against a debuffed enemy, excuse me, and then after in Super Saiyan Broly, Legendary Super Saiyan Broly's revival has been activated. So as you guys can see, this is a super realistic situation that you're going to be able to get every time. And then you woke up. This is a tough spot, but if you can fully max this guy out, you're going to be rewarded. He is hitting harder than some of the hardest hitting characters in the game. And again, these are the first 10 on the list, if you will. Let's go ahead and move into the top 5. Okay, so at number 5 here, we have Mr. Super Gogeta, the AGL Super Gogeta. Hidden potential build has been pretty consistent here, like 20 additional 6 crit and all that fun stuff. The situation to get this guy at his max APT is going to be 24 key on turn 5 or turn 6 with the active skill and 4 Rainbow Key Spheres. Extremely realistic situation here, with linked up with the Super Vegito and then having being on the AGL Vegeta team. Very, very realistic scenario here, and it's just going to depend on how high you stack this character, right? The supported APT on this guy could be absolutely ludicrous. It just depends on what the turn would be. Again, turn 5, turn 6, in theory, you could go much higher than this because you can go all the way up to turn 80 in the Festival of Battles, but I think this is a more realistic reflection of what this character is going to be looking like. So 546 million kind of keeps him in the ballpark. We're not going to the Festival of Battles, turn 75 numbers here. So pretty good stuff here. Number 5, Super Gogeta. Let's move on to number 4. Oh, I spoiled a lot of this. Whoopsie. Here we go. Come on. Okay, so we've got, why can't, this is like, I'm struggling here. We're going to do this. Yeah, you guys get to see who the next character is. But we have full power Frieza here, right? This is a, this image is a little, like, the size is not good here. His supported APT is going to be 560 million, but this is where this list is kind of like, or this specific kind of setup here is like not very realistic, right? Like the linking partner is you. No. we don't do, no, you're not running this guy right now, but it does make for an interesting scenario here. But the maxed out situation here for this full power Frieza is going to be calculated with 24 ki on turn 7 or 8 against a Goku whose HP is under 30%. Therefore, you got the active skill. We have the active skill activated in slot 2 and received an attack the previous turn. So they are going to have that attack buff, and that is going to put them up to 566 million supported APT. This one, I would say, honestly, is not the best because, again, we have this guy right here, and that's just not realistic, right? You're not running this guy, so just want you to keep that in mind. I think, honestly, I would probably just take this guy off the list just because of this scenario right here, but the numbers are the numbers, right? We're not arguing with opinion here. We're arguing with what the numbers are. So number 4, we have full power Frieza. Let's move on to number 3, which is going to be the Blue Boys, and then you guys can kind of just see who's next. We have, let's see. What if I just like zoomed out a little bit so I get everything in? Boom, boom. Yeah, you guys can see number 2 is super. You guys know who number 1 is. Like, let's not kid ourselves here. This still isn't working. Technical difficulties, boys. Let's do this. There we go. Now I got it all on the screen. Okay, so number 3. Right, Super Saiyan Blue, Goku, and Vegeta. You guys can see there is another pretty big jump here, almost 100 million in the defense here, or in the offense here, and this is going to be turn 7, slot 2, with the active skill, 10 orbs, 1 enemy whose HP is under 50% or greater than 50%, and then their HP is under 50%. So again, max possible scenario, their APT is going to be 641 million, getting 2 ki. Why am I telling you? I haven't done that for the whole video, but this is what they're getting from their links and stuff like that, and their APT is going to be 641 million. Keep in mind, you know, they're doing 4 or 5 super attacks, basically all crits, right? Getting an action break, dodging, all that fun stuff. He's going to be pretty crazy. So number 2, you guys know who number 1 is, right? Like, this isn't a secret. But Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta here, here is what his situation is going to be: 674 million APT with 24 ki, turn 7, slot 2, with the active skill, 10 ki spheres obtained, the same HP restrictions, and then 1 super attack after attacking. So it could be even higher if there's multiple, but again, the average is kind of like an enemy is going to do 1 super, and this is going to lead to 674 million APT, leaving number 1 to be Super Vegito. So look at the jump between number 1 and number 2. So Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, 674 million. And then there's just, 1.4 billion, almost 1 billion more than the next character. I'm not 100 million, not 200 million, not 300 million. That is 726 million, basically, attacks more than the next guy. So what's the exact number? That's a lot of math. I can't, it's like 726, 725.5, something like that. It's right around that number, a little bit less than that. So pretty crazy stuff. But what is the APT, supported APT situation here with the Super Gogeta active? I would imagine to get that extra attack buff here, but 24 ki, turn 5 or turn 6. We have the active slot 1, 3 counters before, and then 9 counters after. It could be more than that, it could be less than that, but the overall supported APT is going to be 1.4 billion. So clear as day, Super Vegito is the hardest hitting character in the game, but we already knew that. But I just wanted to show you guys the overall list here. So again, thank you to Luca Pigeon here for putting this together. A lot of fun stuff here. I think that the scenarios that they did weren't like crazy, like unrealistic, but the whole point of APT is it's supposed to be unrealistic, and it's also just, or maybe not unrealistic, but it's supposed to be kind of like giga buffed and stuff like that. And that was kind of the point here, just to see like what characters, when you max them out, can hit the hardest. This is not to say that, you know, this character is better than this character, or this Gohan is, you know, better than Gotenks or anything like that. It's just objectively, with their max support, these characters can hit harder than these characters, right? So that was all just for fun. Again, shout out to Luca Pigeon. You guys can check out this specific tweet in the description below, and I'll also leave it in the pinned comment, the link to the tweet as well as the profile. So thank you very much. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know who your favorite unit is on this list and all of that fun stuff. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you all in the next one.